Welcome to the 2013 Vehicle Risk and Safety Refresher Training Module. Completion of this module will permit you to drive university vehicles, including motorized carts, in the course of your employment through December 2014. The purpose of this training is primarily to satisfy the State of Georgia and the University System of Georgia's requirement for vehicle qualification and training, but it also attempts to enhance the public safety of our campus by communicating what you should know. Additionally, it offers information on the boundaries of our insurance so that our employees will know when they're protected and when they may be taking personal liability risk. This module is only a refresher for qualified drivers. If you haven't taken the original training, please do so. It's available on CourseDen and can be accessed by calling the UWG Center for Business Excellence. While risk management is responsible for the content of this module, the Center for Business Excellence is responsible for campus-wide training. This training is assigned to all employees, but it is not required if you do not drive in the course of your employment. Despite your position and duties, it is recommended that you go ahead and complete this module and get it out of the way. It will only take a few minutes and will qualify you to travel and drive on behalf of the university. Please note that you are on state business while driving if you are in the course of your employment, regardless of whose vehicle you are driving. There are several regulations that cover vehicle operations. Title 40 of the Georgia Code covers the laws regarding traffic operations. The Georgia Fleet Management Manual offers the requirements to operate state vehicles. The State Accounting Office covers travel. The University System of Georgia policy on motor vehicle use covers qualification and disqualification of drivers, and the University of West Georgia motor vehicle policy covers the use of university vehicles. This module communicates various elements on all of the above, and the rules that we are about to describe are considered policy. Let's take a look at 4 driving requirements that the university considers serious. Any deviation from this requirement may disqualify you from driving and potentially prompt administrative action. First of all, you may only use university vehicles for university business. This includes leased and rented vehicles. University business includes those activities that contribute to achieving organizational objectives. Unless you are on travel status or are a patrol officer in a patrol car, you are not permitted to use a university vehicle to get food or go to lunch. You are also not permitted, nor are you insured, to drive university vehicles for personal errands on or off campus. As you may remember from the vehicles training, our vehicles are not insured for liability. Only our people are, and only when they are in the course of their employment. You will be held personally liable for any damage that you incur while operating a state vehicle for personal business. Secondly, you are required to report all accidents immediately to both the local authority and your supervisor. On campus, the local authority is university police. If you're off campus, you should call 911. The purpose of this mandate is to obtain a report on what happened. It is not considered punishment. Failure to report is considered a serious infraction. Another serious infraction is failing to notify your supervisor if your driving status changes. You are required to tell your supervisor if your driver's license is revoked or suspended, and you will not be permitted to drive on behalf of the university if you do not have a valid driver's license. Per the university system's policy, you are also required to self-report to your supervisor before operating a vehicle on behalf of the university if you receive a moving citation in a state vehicle or if you have the following pending charges: driving under the influence, driving while intoxicated, leaving the scene of an accident, refusal to take a chemical test for intoxication, aggressive driving, or exceeding the speed limit by more than 19 miles per hour. The latter 2 reporting criteria are only required if a conviction would result in more than 10 points accumulated on your driving record. Finally, you are prohibited from driving a university vehicle in a reckless manner. This presents a risk to the university and the campus at large, and the university will not permit you to continue driving if you demonstrate that you cannot operate vehicles in a responsible manner. Next, let's review UWG's local rules regarding driving on campus. The first one is that you may not operate a moving university vehicle on campus while talking on a cell phone or operating a handheld communication device. Even though this practice may be legal in Georgia, it is prohibited because it is an unsafe practice, especially while negotiating our congested campus. The second rule is that if you are backing up a university vehicle on campus with another employee in the vehicle, that employee must get out and spot the vehicle. This simultaneously protects our property and our pedestrian community. The driver is responsible for compliance. The third rule is the requirement for additional training if you conduct special operations and is based off the risk and loss history of UWG. Before you transport students in passenger vans, you must take the 15 passenger van safety online training, and before you tow a trailer, you must take the towing trailers online safety training. Both training modules are valid for 2 years and are available by contacting the Center for Business Excellence. There are 2 new rules for operating vehicles on campus. The first rule, which reflects Georgia law, is that no powered vehicle may operate on sidewalks. For the purpose of this regulation, a sidewalk is defined as a paved pedestrian conveyance at the side of a street or road. Although some vehicles may operate on university footpaths, all vehicles, including golf carts, must stay off the sidewalks. This includes the Maple Street, University Drive, and Wolves Parkway sidewalks. The second new rule for FY14 involves vehicle operations on the shared use path or greenbelt. Once complete, all vehicles, including carts, are prohibited from using this path when the path is open. The only exception will be university police conducting public safety duties. The next topic deals with off-campus travel. First of all, you are reminded that you may not use a university or rented vehicle to conduct personal business off campus, and any personal use will be uninsured. Naturally, you may take the vehicle to get a meal, as this is part of your travel, but you cannot use the vehicle for sightseeing, shopping excursions, or catching a movie. Additionally, family members and friends may not ride in the vehicle with you. This rule is for both on-campus and off-campus operations and comes from both the State Accounting Office and the DOAS Fleet Management Manual. If you are traveling and would like your friends or family to accompany you, consult the state travel regulations. Finally, you should always decline the additional insurance when renting a vehicle on state contract, as the insurance is already included in the negotiated contract price. For additional information on this, consult the state travel regulations. There are 2 more items new for FY14. Per the USG policy on motor vehicles, routine drivers must have their motor vehicle record or MVR checked annually. If an MVR is required, this will be automatically conducted by Human Resources once you've completed this training. The quiz at the end of this module will ask you questions about your driving frequency, which you should answer to the best of your knowledge. If an MVR is required, HR will contact you or your supervisor and request that you submit an authorization to have your motor vehicle record checked annually, unless you've already submitted such a request. Supervisors may easily check if their employees are qualified to drive by checking the Human Resources website. All questions related to driver qualification should be directed to Human Resources. The second change for FY14 is that employees will no longer have to complete motorized cart training online. This training will be combined with the vehicles training on initial hire and each refresher thereafter. So if you're qualified to drive a vehicle, you will also be qualified to drive a motorized cart. In this light, let's review some general information on operating a motorized cart on campus. First, you should remember that motorized carts are historically the most dangerous vehicles on campus. This is primarily because they are not engineered for safety, they are engineered for utility and do not have the same design requirements as road vehicles. They are also less safe than regular vehicles because we perceive them to be less dangerous and because we often use them off-road. Secondly, you should report any concern or unsafe condition regarding the motorized cart to your supervisor. This includes faulty brakes and steering flaws. Next, you are not permitted to park a motorized cart on pedestrian pathways, as this may offer an obstruction to our pedestrian and mobility assisted community. nor are you permitted to block building entrances or maintenance access to outdoor equipment such as transformers and air conditioning structures. For information on parking, consult the parking code. And finally, you should be extremely careful in negotiating carts around pedestrians, especially in high traffic zones such as the TLC, Library, UCC triangle. It is the driver's responsibility to give way to pedestrians and to acknowledge that many students, employees, and guests are not paying attention while they are on walkways. That's it. Go ahead and complete your quiz and course 10. If you're interested in any other vehicle training, it's available for free by contacting the Center for Business Excellence. Thank you for driving safely, and please continue to take a little extra precaution while you're driving on university business. Again, call or email if you have any questions or concerns.